Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arissa with Arissa Root Art. Today I'm going to do a flip cup for you on a 15 by 30 canvas. I'm going to mix a couple of colors with you so you see what I do. Then we'll get started and we'll go from there. I'm going to get you down on the canvas. I'll be right back. Alright, so the first color I'm going to use is this color here. It's a mix of Artist Loft Copper and DecoArt Americana Metallics in Berry with a little bit of DecoArt Americana in Soft Gold. Then I also have Soft Gold. I don't know if you can see the consistency there, but it's a mound on a mound on a mound. And then I have Artist Loft Floetrol in Black. And then last I have this concoction of Artist Loft Burnt Umber with DecoArt Americana in Vintage Brass with a little bit of DecoArt Americana in 24 karat gold. I'm gonna mix today for you so you can see what I do on the canvas. I'm gonna mix Artist Loft Ultramarine Blue. We do that with American Floetrol. Missing a cup. I'll be right back. So there's two types of Floetrol that I'm going to use. This is going to be the American Floetrol mix. I do approximately 2 to 1 Floetrol to paint, or 1 to 1. It's a little more than 1 to 1, but not too much more because I don't want to add water to my paint. I don't like adding water if I can avoid it. So I do this by weight and by sight. So I'm going to go. All right, so I'm a little short on the blue, so I'm going to add a little bit more into that. So you want to really mix it, make sure you get all the lumps out, because a lump in your painting just makes it so it doesn't flow vertically and it mixes with it messes up your composition a little bit. So that is my Ultramarine Blue by Artist Loft. And so next color I'm going to mix is going to be a mix of Artist Loft Aqua Green and Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt Blue, with a little bit of Artist Loft iridescent medium in there. So it produces this turquoisey kind of color with a little bit of shimmer, but I'm going to do that with Australian Floetrol, which is slightly different than American Floetrol. I get it on eBay. You can't buy it in the States, but the difference is that this Floetrol has a wood conditioner in it that adds lacing to your project. And so because I've mixed this and I can't get this stuff readily, I'm going to measure the paint first to make sure I don't put too much Floetrol in there. And I want this to be somewhat similar in consistency to the other paints, but I also don't want it to be, it'll be slightly thinner. Not too much thinner, but slightly thinner. It won't leave as, the mound won't last as long on this color as it does with the other colors. The Australian Floetrol is also quite a bit thinner than the American Floetrol, so your consistency will always be a little bit thinner if you mix it the same ratios as the American Floetrol with your paints. And so keep on mixing, make sure you don't get any lumps. All right. I'm going to finish mixing this, get my canvas in place, pause it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to layer our cups now. And let me move this back. I don't want to put that on top since I painted that canvas black. This is a re-pour of a Dutch pour that I did a little bit ago. So I painted the canvas black just to make sure I have full coverage. So I'm going to start with a little bit of black in each of the cups. And I'm going to do a layering. I'm not going to let the paint sink within each other. So I started fluid art in 2017, and 2017 I just kind of learned a little bit. I didn't really put my art out there for people to see, but in the end of 2018 or 20, I don't know, I can't remember. I did an art show at my friend's restaurant in Tacoma, Washington called Stink. Shout out to Steve. And from then on, I just kind of loved showing my art and starting to sell it and seeing what I can do with it. I'm a nurse by trade. I work in surgery, and I'm a single mom. So while art is definitely a means to financial gain, my main focus of art is that it's a nice stress relief from work. You come home after a long day and just kind of hole yourself up in your art room every once in a while. And it feels great to be creative and to just kind of get that stress out. So it's a good stress reliever for the end of the day. So I do want about 16 ounces of paint to cover this. I'll have a little more because I'm doing 5 cups. But I don't want too little paint because I want to make sure I get it all covered. All right, some gold in there. So I have marks on the cup. That's about 5 ounces. So I'll have a little bit more paint than I need, but I certainly don't want to have too little paint. There we go. And so this is that Australian Floetrol mix. So I do cover the entire surface of the paint with this instead of just layering it on the top, on the side like I've been doing. I want it to get in there and kind of create some lacing in this bright blue. So hopefully you guys will see what I'm talking about when I flip these over. I don't put any silicone in my paints at all right now. Every once in a while I do, but I tend not to because I do like to resin my art sometimes, and it disrupts the resining process because those oils make it so the resin doesn't stick, and so you get pitting, and you have to wash your art, you have to wash your piece with dish detergent and soak it up with all kinds of cornstarch and all this, and that's just not a process I want to go through if I can avoid it. So I don't tend to use silicone. The Floetrol does create cells on its own. Also the different densities of the paints will create cells, and so it's not necessary, and so I try not to do it if I don't have to. But every once in a while I will try it just to see, because it does create larger cells, certainly, and more abundant cells. I'm going to top it off with some more black, and then I'm going to top it off with that pinky coppery color, and then I'll get flipping. All right. I see. So if you pour too far up away from the paint, you'll get your paint sinking and mixing, and that's you can't do that. It's a dirty pour where the paint's all mixed in the cup, but I want it to keep the paint's colors separated, so I'm just going to do a layered flip cup, and that way your paints don't mix as much. All right, let me get this in position here. Alrighty, so let's start flipping. You can see there's some cells developing already, which is going to be great. I do have some, this is runoff from another painting I did. I thinned it down just to add a flow extender. You don't want to have your paints flowing on a dry canvas if you can, so as soon as I flip these cubs over, I'll pour this flow extender around it, and it just helps the paints move without rolling over themselves, which will change the composition of your piece. Alrighty. Alright. Oh, I love these colors so far. Make sure. Cover the corners with your runoff or your extra in your cup, so you don't have to worry about that as much. Alright. And that will run off, so if you don't like the composition in the corners, it'll run off as you tilt your paint. So that is where you should put it. Alrighty. So I'll add a little bit of flow extender around it. And again, this will all get poured off, so it's not going to disrupt the composition of your colors too much. All right, so I'm gonna start coming towards me since that's the most empty spot. I don't want to put the flow extender between. These will fill in with the colors, but if you do that, then your color, that flow extender will actually end up in your piece. I'm not gonna torch right away simply because there was already cells popping up, and I don't want the cells to grow too much. You just want to go slowly and help develop your composition without altering the cells that are already popping up. I'm going to go around this corner here, over that corner. And get down here where it's missing there. And come back. Sorry. I'm listening to music in my ears. I get energy. I listen to music all the time. And so it really does energize me. I dance every day. People laugh at me. My kids laugh at me, but that's okay. I don't mind. I like dancing. And it's a good way of starting your day. So you just want to slide it and alter your direction just a little bit. So you're not moving everything in one direction. Just go back and forth a bit. And let that come down to that corner. Roll over a little bit here. Get that little part of that one off. There we go. And then back down slowly. And when your paint starts moving slowly, it's actually not a bad thing. It just means that you don't have too much paint on your canvas. And that way you're not leaving too thick of a layer of paint, so you will have less risk of cracking in your paint while it's drying, I should say. All right, so let's pull back and center my paint. I love it. So you see, when I get you down for a close-up, you'll see that they did have the lacing that I wanted from that blue with the Australian Floetrol. I'm gonna go wash my hands up a little bit. I'll be right back. All right. Check my corners. And because I do like it, I won't use my torch too much. I'll use it in spaces like this where there's just a little bit, where it's a little bare of cells. But if you get a torch that's not as aggressive, you can select where you torch a little bit more so you don't have cells popping up everywhere. Because I don't want these to grow. And if I torch too much, then they'll just get bigger and bigger and take over. Don't forget, always scrape the sides, the underside of your painting, because if you don't, then the dripping of your paints at the edge will pull your composition continuously, and you'll walk away and come back to a completely different painting than you had to begin with. So always just run the popsicle stick along the edge just to clean up the drips. And then you can also use the drips to cover your corners if need be. Luckily, I've got long arms because I can get over. And I'm fairly tall. I'm about 5'11", so I don't have a problem reaching too many things, which is nice. So this little corner here, I'm just gonna cover it just a little bit more. Alrighty. So I love this. I'm gonna get you guys down so you can see the finished product. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment on this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I am just starting off and I would love to build my audience like I just said in my previous one. I'm planning on doing a lot of videos. I love painting. Like I said, it's kind of my therapy. Everybody needs a little bit. So let me get you down and we'll look at it very closely. I'm gonna turn off the lights so you don't have the glare on the video. So let's get you down and you can see it very closely. Alrighty. So you can see those cells develop there, and I love that purple blue. It's the ultramarine blue that kind of hits a purple tone too. But you get all those different variations in cells and different sizes, and I love them so much. But you see, that's the lacing that you get when you use that Australian Floetrol in there, and I love it, love it, love it. I started using the Australian Floetrol from doing the Shelly Art bloom technique, and so look at that side, I love it so much. There's so many different uses and ways you can use that technique in different kinds of types of pours. So it is exciting. I love this. I'm so happy to be doing this YouTube channel finally, and I just look forward to doing it. Look at all the little cells in there. It's so cute, all the lacing. I won't always be talking on the videos. Sometimes you just want to pour, so I'll have some, of course, non-copyrighted music on in the background, but I will always tell you my colors. I'll always let you know what I'm using and what kind of pour I'm making. So here you go. This is my first flip cup on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please do, again, please like and comment and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Arissa, and oh, you can hear fireworks in the background. And this is Arissa Root Art. Thank you.